Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. A lot of people have written in and asked about memory cards, SD cards, compact flash cards, whatever you're using, and what their lifespan is. How often do you need to replace them, or do you need to replace them? And my simple answer for that is that if you tend to, like for myself, I never need to replace them simply because I'm replacing cameras and other equipment more frequently than the card is going to wear out. Simply because, for instance, as the megapixels keep going up, I'm always getting newer cards for more capacity for the cameras with more megapixels. So yeah, I've got compact flash cards, old ones that are 512 megabytes, which are ancient now. Do I worry about them? No, because I don't use them. I'm into 16 gig cards now. I'm sure the next cards I'll be using is 32s or 64s. And so I never have to worry about replacing them because they get replaced just from new things coming out long before they wear out. Now, memory cards do have, there's two types of memory. There's SLC or MLC. So depending on what your card uses, they're rated for 10,000 or 100,000 read writes. So if you're not like myself and a lot of pros where you're not replacing, but you're adding new stuff regularly, so you kind of retire the stuff, then, and you know, you're going to be using them more frequently and for a longer period of time, then you might want to consider the 10,000 or 100,000 mark on your read writes. So in other words, if you're having it for a few years and maybe you don't have a whole slew of memory cards because you don't need a whole bunch, so you might get more use out of the one or two that maybe you have, you might want to consider how long you've been using them and, you know, see if maybe you do want to replace them. I don't think it's really a big deal. They tend to fail either right in the beginning or right at the end of the cycle if you look at failure curves for pretty much any manufacturer of memory card. So if you get it and you're using it and it's fine, you should be fine pretty much to the end. This has been my experience. I've only ever had one or two cards fail on me, and that was actually some years ago. I believe I had an old Kingston card fail and an old Lexar card fail. And I recovered the photos off of them with some software, and I never used them again because when a card does fail on me, I don't want to use it again. Short of that, I would say you know, you're fine with them. Keep in mind the 10,000, 100,000 write cycle times. SLC and MLC. SLC is 10,000 read writes. MLC is 100,000 read writes. So I hope that answers your question, gives you a little idea of what you should be doing with your memory cards. For most people who are probably going to buy a new one, you know, even if you're not upgrading all the time, you know, within a few years, you're probably going to see a good deal on one that's going to be twice or three times the size of the one you're using, and you're going to buy another one. So it becomes a moot point that way. But just keep in mind the 10,000, 100,000 rule there for the read writes, whether it's, you know, SLC or MLC. Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with some new video posts, some new articles. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography. Thanks.